So you want to get started as a freelance videographer and make a lot of money? Today I've got the secrets to being a really successful freelancer and getting hired by creative agencies like mine. First, I want to say that if you want to be a freelance videographer, good for you, because in my experience, freelance videographers can be a little bit hard to come by. Everybody else wants to edit. They want to be a freelance editor, edit. But when I find an awesome videographer freelance, I hold on to them so tight and I never let them go. So let's just get right into the tips. Tip number one is to have the right set of equipment. Obviously, if you're going to be a freelance videographer, you need a camera. My advice to you would be to spend more money on the lens than the body of the camera. A great lens will take you very far. You're obviously going to need a tripod. You're going to need some really flexible lighting. I have a recommendation I will put in the description box of some dimmable bicolor lights you can get on Amazon on a budget. If you're just starting out, they're a great place to start. But the other thing I really need you to have is an audio recording package. I need you to have a boom mic that you can suspend over people's heads for interviews or a wireless lavalier set, but you definitely need to be able to record audio to freelance for my company. Now, anything above and beyond that, you can rent at a site like lensrentals.com or borrowlenses.com. If you're not sure if you want to invest in like a very specialized piece of equipment, you can rent these things for seriously like tens of dollars a day. They're a great deal. And then if you find that you're using a particular piece of equipment all the time, then it's time to purchase it. But for me, I say just like buy the basic package if you're just getting started, and then everything else you can rent and pass on that extra cost to the agency or client. My next piece of advice for you is to really master your craft. And obviously that means the technical aspects, right? So you want to know about ISO and shutter speed and f-stops and depth of field and all the basic stuff about how to operate a camera. But you can find a lot of that content here on YouTube and elsewhere to really sharpen your technical skills. But the other thing I would advise you to do is go one step further. Really think critically about every movie, TV show, commercial, or YouTube video that you watch, and pay attention to stylistically what's going on in those videos. Pay attention to what's trending, because that's what agencies and clients are going to want you to deliver. You want to be super versatile in your shooting style. You know, someone might want something that's really raw and handheld, and someone else might want something that's shot really moody. So you have to be able to deliver on all fronts. That's how you really make a lot of money. Now, before I get to my next piece of advice, if you feel like you're learning something from this video, let me know. Give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss one of my uploads. My next piece of advice is to really put together the right type of portfolio. I want to see a lot of different types of work that you've done, but I want it to look really clean so I can focus in on that videography. Sometimes someone sends me a reel and it's super highly edited with a lot of treated video, and to me it just seems like a crutch that the camera work wasn't that stellar and you needed all that flashy editing to kind of conceal what was lacking in the videography. So I want to see super clean, untouched examples of your videography. Color correction's fine, but I really want to see like longer shots where I can get a good feel for your skill level as a videographer. I also want you to have the right type of content in that portfolio. The first thing I'm always looking for is interviews. Can you light an interview? I'm impressed. I also want to know that you know sound and how to get clean sound bites from people. Also super important. Another thing you might want to include in your portfolio is live events. I often hire freelance videographers to cover live events, and live events are not easy. You know, if you're chasing someone down with a camera in a charity race, you know, that's hard work, and I love seeing that. So I'd love to see some live events in your portfolio. Another thing I'd like to see, which is not a must-have, but a good to have, is maybe some product shots. I don't often hire freelancers for product shots for our company, but I do like to know that you can light something if I need you in a pinch. And lastly, the last thing I want to see is some sort of eye candy. What is it that you love to shoot that's just beautiful and is really going to make my eyes pop? Are you an awesome drone videographer? I want to see that. Are you amazing at shooting action sports? Put that in there too. Give it some signature style. And that is how I think you make a really well-rounded portfolio that will make you a lot of money. My next piece of advice for you is to network your way to more business. My email inbox is full all the time of people wanting to do freelance work for us. But to be honest with you, if I don't know you or know someone else that knows you and can vouch for you, I'm not comfortable letting you loose on one of my clients. So it's really important for you to get out there and network and meet other videographers in your community who can refer you more work when they're too busy to handle it. Now, how do you meet other videographers? Couple really easy places to start. Look on Facebook for a group of production people in your local area. That's a great place to connect with other production professionals who might need you. Let's say as a second shooter this coming Friday, they might post that they might need you for that, or a sound guy for next Tuesday. And even take the jobs that maybe are not quite in your wheelhouse. If someone just needs a grip, show up and be that grip for them, because you're going to meet that busy videographer who has the client, right? And then anyone else that they hire on that shoot day. And that is a great way to make connections in your local community. You know, production communities locally are usually pretty tightly knit. And, you know, once you start getting plugged into those communities, you'll get referred a lot more work. Another great place to look is productionhub.com. It's where people post jobs for production professionals that they need filled on like a day hire basis. Again, don't turn your nose up on grip work. If there's a videographer near you who has the need for a grip, it's a great way to make a connection. So go out there and meet other production professionals. That's how you're going to get referred more business, as opposed to sending the blind email. My last piece of advice for you is a really simple one, but an important one, and it's just to show up. You know, the thing about being a freelance videographer or any freelancer is that it's great with your schedule, right? You can work when you feel like it, and you don't have to work when you don't feel like it. It's not like a 9-to-5 job where you could get fired if you don't show up every day. But if you keep turning down work every time a client or agency calls you, eventually they're going to replace you on their roster of freelancers. So you definitely need to take the work as it comes. And if you find that you're turning down work, not because you don't feel like working, but because you're so busy, it's just time to raise your prices, which is great news. Listen, I've been in this business a long time, and hiring great, solid, skilled, awesome freelancers with great attitudes can be tough. So if that is you, you are going to kill it, and I'm excited for you. Let me know, what did you think of my advice? Do you have any other tips for freelancers out there? Let us all know in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you again.